The Feast of Pentecost. Pentecost is one of the most significant feasts in the Christian liturgical calendar, commemorating the descent of the Holy Spirit upon the apostles. This event marks the birth of the Church and the beginning of its mission to the world. Understanding Pentecost involves delving into its historical background, the transformative moment of the Holy Spirit's descent, the profound effects on the apostles, and the gifts bestowed upon them. What is Pentecost? Pentecost celebrated 50 days after Easter. It is a feast that signifies the fulfillment of Jesus' promise to send the Holy Spirit to his disciples. It is considered the birthday of the Church because it marks the beginning of the apostles' public ministry, spreading the gospel to all nations. Historical background. The origins of Pentecost are rooted in the Jewish festival known as the Feast of Weeks, harvest festival that occurred 50 days after Passover and also commemorated the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. Early Christians, many of whom were Jewish, saw the events of Pentecost as a new and significant fulfillment of God's promises. The Feast of Pentecost, as described in the Acts of the Apostles, Acts 2:1-41, takes place in Jerusalem. Jews from all over the known world had gathered in the city to celebrate Shavuot. It was in this context of diverse languages and cultures that the Holy Spirit descended upon the apostles, symbolizing the universal mission of the Church. The descent of the Holy Spirit on the apostles. The descent of the Holy Spirit is described vividly in Acts 2:2-4. And suddenly, there came from heaven a sound like a mighty rushing wind, and it filled the entire house where they were sitting. And divided tongues as of fire appeared to them, and rested on each one of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak in other tongues, as the Spirit gave them utterance. This miraculous event fulfilled Jesus' promise to his disciples that they would receive power when the Holy Spirit came upon them. Acts 1-8. The imagery of wind and fire denotes the transformative and purifying power of the Holy Spirit. Wind, often associated with breath and life, symbolizes the new life and energy bestowed upon the apostles. Fire signifies purification and the presence of God, recalling the burning bush encountered by Moses. The effects of the Holy Spirit on the apostles. The immediate effect of the Holy Spirit's descent was the apostles' newfound ability to speak in various languages. This gift of tongues allowed them to communicate the gospel message to the diverse crowd in Jerusalem, each hearing the message in their own language. This event reversed the confusion of languages at the Tower of Babel, symbolizing the unity and universality of the Church. Empowered by the Holy Spirit, the apostles boldly proclaimed the message of Christ's resurrection. Peter, who had previously denied Jesus, now stood courageously before the crowd, delivering a powerful sermon that led to the conversion of about 3,000 people. Acts 2:41. The Holy Spirit transformed the apostles from fearful followers into fearless leaders, ready to face persecution and martyrdom for the sake of the gospel. The 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit and their effects. The Holy Spirit bestows 7 gifts upon the faithful, each enabling Christians to live out their faith more fully and effectively. Wisdom. This gift allows individuals to see things from God's perspective. It helps Christians to make choices that reflect God's will and to appreciate the divine plan. Understanding helps deepen our comprehension of the truths of the faith. It allows us to grasp the deeper meanings of the Scriptures and the teachings of the Church. Counsel right judgment. This gift helps in making prudent decisions. It helps individuals to discern God's will in difficult situations and to choose the right course of action. Fortitude courage. Fortitude provides the strength to follow through on convictions, even in the face of adversity. It emboldens believers to stand up for their faith and to endure suffering for the sake of the gospel. Knowledge. Knowledge enables individuals to see the circumstances of their life from God's perspective. It helps them to recognize the path they are called to follow and to avoid distractions that lead away from God. Piety reverence. Piety instills a deep sense of respect for God and a desire to worship Him rightly. It fosters a spirit of humility and devotion. Fear of the Lord. Wonder and awe. This gift cultivates a profound respect for God's majesty and a keen awareness of His glory and power. It reminds believers of the greatness of God and the importance of living in accordance with His will. Each of these gifts plays a crucial role in the life of a Christian, equipping them to live out their faith with greater depth and authenticity. Through these gifts, the Holy Spirit continues to guide, strengthen, and inspire the Church. The Feast of Pentecost is a powerful reminder of the Holy Spirit's ongoing presence and action in the Church. It calls us to reflect on the transformative power of the Spirit, the courage and conviction of the apostles, and the gifts bestowed upon us to live out our faith. As we celebrate this feast, let us open our hearts to the Holy Spirit, allowing Him to renew and guide us in our mission to spread the gospel to the ends of the earth.